Gotcha. Hello, howdy, how are ya? I'm your hostess with the most, Allie, and here we talk all things intrigue. From social to scientific, from pop culture to politics, you know what we do, and you can come and get it here on N2K, because you need to know. And today we're talking on cultural appropriation. Now that's a pretty complicated term if you don't already know, but cultural appropriation refers to the adoption or borrowing of elements from another culture without understanding or respecting its significance. And it often involves taking aspects of a marginalized culture by a dominant culture, which can be disrespectful and perpetrate negative stereotypes. And in this Eurocentric society that we live in, it's often white people who appropriate other cultures, but they're not the only ones who can. All it takes is for you to disrespect the culture of an ethnic or religious group that you're not a part of. And we've seen this happen, whether we would like to admit it or not. Even some of our favorite celebrities have appropriated cultures that they're not a part of. I'm looking at you, Nikki. I'm looking at you, B. I'm looking at you, Rihanna, especially Gwen Stefani. There was a period of time where I thought she was Japanese. She ain't Japanese. That's a white woman. So sorry, I don't know where I went with that. But it's important that we, as media literate people, know that it isn't right. And we've all been the butt of jokes. So we know it hurts. Don't subject others to it, regardless of how funny you think you are. But on the other hand, let's talk about cultural appreciation, which we don't see as often. This involves respectfully learning about and appreciating different cultural practices, traditions, and customs. It involves seeking knowledge, understanding their significance, and celebrating diversity while giving credit and showing respect to the original culture. There's a variety of ways that this is being done right now as boundaries change through times and situations. But yeah, understand that wearing a sombrero and yelling "Ole" without knowing anything about Mexican culture, it's disrespectful. It was never cute, it was never funny. And we as people should do better. We should all be learning about the historical context behind traditional garments. And if we are wearing them, we do it with the honor for the culture rather than treating it as a mere fashion accessory. But now let's talk about something a little bit closer to home when it comes to cultural appropriation. In this particular case, it comes to Black culture. It's important for people to understand that it's difficult to identify the original perpetrator of cultural appropriation of Black culture because Black culture has been appropriated again and again and again, so many times that it's often hard to identify appropriation because at a certain point it stops being appropriation. It starts to become what's called an influence. Now, language is important. When someone suggests that something has an urban influence, there's a good likelihood that they mean that it comes from Black culture. I don't know how we're supposed to grapple with whether or not this is appropriation. And I personally don't think that it's fair that appropriation of Black culture becomes urban influence. But tell me what you think about that. Tell me right in the comments. Thanks for watching. You can come and get it next week on N2K because you need to know.